Where we left off is I had my 1993 BMW 318i, and I had to come to terms with letting go of this car. 270,000 miles that was slowly losing oil pressure. And I don't think it's to any fault of the car. It's just the fact of life, you know? It just got tired, and it got to a point where if I really wanted to engine swap it, it probably wouldn't have made much sense. So I decided to let it go, and I was kind of regretful of selling the car. And for the past couple days, I was pretty bummed out. I was just thinking about how I got rid of this car that I put so much time and effort into, and I felt like I gave up on it. And honestly, when you get into this car stuff, you get to a point where there's a lot of moments where you feel like you're just giving up on these vehicles. So Ray and I hopped in the car, we drove over to it, we checked it out last night, pretty late at night. We had to pull it into a gas station just to see this thing and have like some light. And I'm excited to show you guys what I have. And of course I had to go and get another E36, man. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it, man. So this is a 1997 BMW 328i, or a CI actually, because this is a convertible. And I've never actually owned a BMW convertible, so this will be a new one for me. I've owned the sedan and I've owned the coupe, but I've never owned a convertible and I've never owned a TI. Okay, so the whole story with this car is that I bought these off of two teenagers. And I know, probably screaming in your head, wow, that's a huge red flag. So they bought this car back in July from the very first owner of this vehicle, which was an old lady. The car is 100% stock. And what basically happened is they took it out, and it looks like maybe they did some good old hooning, because the tires, they look really old and tired, and they ended up getting into a front-end collision. So this is the body damage. As you can see, this was the good side. So this is the side where it got hit in this place and it pushed everything to this side. I put a zip tie here just to be able to make it home, but everything works. The lights work, the turn signal still works, but it just looks really ugly. They lost one of the kidneys, unfortunately. So need to replace that. We'll need to replace the nose panel. And the crazy thing is, since Ray and I just did that other E36, we have the red bumper from his car. So the rest of the car actually looks pretty good. The paint looks nice. The rear bumper also has damage. So as you can see, the rear bumper reinforcements, I think they got hurt. So this all got pushed in this way. And it's not coming in contact with the tire or anything like that, but it is very, very close. So as you can see, it's not the cleanest example in the world, but it's got a lot going for it. Now, another thing is the rear window. I had to tape this up because they did a pretty shoddy tape job, and it looks like moisture was starting to get on the inside. So I got a couple deodorizers in there. So my next thing to do is replace all of this. So I'll be taking this out, but luckily this window, it's like this plastic, you can actually do it yourself, because if you look here, it's a zipper, which is huge, because some of these, they come with like this cement-like adhesive, and it's a huge pain, but luckily you can do this pretty easily on your own. Now, as we go into the interior of the car, I mean, this dude, black on black, this is amazing, man. The interior is dirty, granted, and you know, it kind of has some degeneracy on it, but I kind of like it, man. It kind of adds to it. It's part of the story. And I mean, this is like the first time in a long time that I've actually seen a driver's seat in an E36 that doesn't look like it's been the Namen back. Everything works. It's got the climate control, heated seats. This one's really fancy, you know, the 328s. It's all fully spec'd out. And look at this period correct Kenwood cassette player from the 90s. Back in the day, this was like top of the line stuff right here. I'm kind of torn on if I want to replace it or not, but for now, I've just been cruising around in it, and it doesn't overheat and it doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. I know one of you guys in the comments probably wondering what it feels like transmission wise, so I guess we'll go through the gears real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I mean, it still feels very slick. You know, it just had a little hiccup in its life, and once these teenagers got it, they were just like hooning about in it, and they kind of ruined the car. But it does have also this, which is so cool. Check this out. BMW New Owner Audio Program. So you put this cassette in and it will give you a full breakdown of the car. I haven't actually had a chance to listen to it. It's got some hot boy glasses. I'll have to wear these to the next autocross event. And really, it's got full documentation and stuff like that. But here's the craziest part. Let me pull this out for you guys real quick, because this is unbelievable. This is almost like finding an ancient parchment. Like, the paper is so delicate that I have to be kind of careful with it. But here it is. Sticker on this car from all the way back in 1997. Unbelievable. So this is a Cosmos Black with the black leather sport interior. We got the sport seats. Let's see right here. Okay, so with this package, it comes out to $46,660. And I did the calculation for this. In today's money, it would be around $80,000. That is so crazy, man. I'm 100% gonna keep this. You know, mechanically, engine, very smooth. I'll show you guys here in a sec. It is a little windy, so I'm hoping that there's not too much wind noise for you guys. Let's pop open the hood, give it a once over. And luckily the hood didn't get hurt. The fender is a little bit, but I could probably lipstick this on my own. That's not a biggie in any way. So let's pop this open. And I mean, like I said, 100% stock, and it's very clean and it's very tidy under here. But the one thing that is concerning is the power steering. So when I came to look at the car, Ray and I took it out for a test drive and it had 0 power steering. I don't know what it's doing. So it's been in an accident. We don't know the coolant situation. It has no power steering. I don't know, Ray, what do you think?
I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that power steering pump is
There's a lot of things wrong with this thing, but
let's give it a quick little pull. It does feel good though. I mean, the engine feels fantastic.
I was about to say, the engine sounds so good.
Okay, so Ray and I, we kept going back and forth with them, and I bought the car. He's going to get the title. I haven't signed it just yet. But Ray, we're getting another E36. What has gotten into us, man? Is it just hanging?
I think it's missing this.
Oh, you know what? We got zip ties. I can't believe we just bought this thing. This is very tastefully clapped, Ray. This is just properly clapped, you know? And you can hear the pump. It was like sucking air. It's just like, you know, just trying to suck up all this fluid, but there's nothing there. You know, obviously these guys, they probably aren't very mechanically inclined, and it's no fault to them. They were super duper young. So I told them while we were at the gas station, I was like, you know what? I'll roll the dice here. I'll go pay the $7 or $8 for a quart of just some ATF, because I believe these are pretty old school. So you could just drop some ATF in here and see if we can get some power steering back. So I got the paper funnel, and last night we made a little bit of a mess, but trust me, it was pretty nasty under there. Once we put it in there, the power steering quieted up, and now it has power steering again. So that was a huge plus, but it is leaking. But what I'm gonna show you guys right here, and I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to show this on camera, but you see that right there in the middle of the frame? That's a hose clamp, and that is not where it should be. It needs to be at the bottom of the reservoir. So if I was a betting man, I'm willing to bet that little hose clamp that's sitting right there is the whole cause for this leaking. And I looked underneath. I mean, it's an E36. They all like to leak, but I will say that the cooling system looks really good. It doesn't overheat, no weird noises. Engine, I mean, it's silky smooth. I can even fire it up for you guys real quick. It's very exciting, man. I haven't been excited about a car like this in a while. Now what I did is I actually disabled the automatic top, and I'll show you guys that here in a sec. But just for you guys to hear the engine, I mean, look at it. Dude. Look at how smooth this engine is. Unbelievable. Seriously, you put your hand right here and it feels so silky smooth. Really, BMWs, I know they're not the most reliable cars in the world, but they know how to make a good inline six, and this one sounds excellent. So there you go, man. E36, we're back. I'm very excited about this one, and I'm so excited to share this whole journey with this car with you guys. I also have another set of wheels and tires, because these tires are baked. I actually don't mind the original 328 wheels, but I'll show you guys real quick with the trunk. There's moisture that's been building up. It's pretty stinky in here. And I'm trying to figure out if that was from them not properly securing the hole in the top. The one thing that I do see right here though is this gap. As you can see, it kind of moved the housing and the taillight. So maybe this seal is not working correctly, and it's bringing and introducing water into the car. Now, luckily we're going into the spring and summer months, but I definitely want to take all this. But the condition of the top overall, like, it's very, very clean. It's just dirty. It needs to be properly cleaned up. But what I mean by it being clean is just the fact that there's not a giant gaping hole in it or anything like that. So once you replace the window, it'll be really nice. And another thing too is, I don't know if you can see the indentations that's happening here, but what happened from the accident, it's a protective system that BMW has, where it has like these roll cage bars that come up, and in the event that you ever roll over this car, to protect you. And what happened is they shot up and they kind of punched this out. So if I go to the other side of the car, you see how this is like protruding up? That's where the roll cage protection came into play. But luckily it was so easy to fix, and I was able to push those back down, because this car actually has the original toolkit, which is actually very rare on these E36. You don't really see them anymore. Unbelievable. This is seriously awesome. So I got a laundry list of things I need to get, but I've been driving it around everywhere and I love it, man. It's seriously awesome. This will be the new project for now. I don't know if I'm gonna be buying any other cars, but I think this will keep me busy in the meantime. And honestly, I'm so happy to be back in an E36. I kind of hate the fact that I really like these cars, but they've grown on me, and just from going through that 318 and the whole learning experience of just like having to fix so many things on that car, I feel like I can feel very comfortable tackling on this. So future plans for this is just to bring it up to a place where, you know, it feels like good and comfortable to drive. But I also think it would be fun to autocross this. So I don't think I need to go like too crazy or anything with it, but it'd be nice to do some track days in it with my friends. And I'm just keeping an eye on the temperature, and look at that. I mean, it's right where it needs to be. And they even threw in a full tank of gas, which is awesome. So I threw a can of Seafoam in there, even though I probably didn't need to, just in case, you know, just new car stuff. And I'm really excited to put all this back together, detail it, make it look nice, and just enjoy it, man. All right, so I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here. Make sure to subscribe for more, and consider supporting me on Patreon. But I think with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.